Trap is written, directed and co-produced by M. Night Shyamalan and stars Josh Hartnett, Ariel Donoghue, Saleka Shymalan, Hayley Mills and Alison Pill. The plot follows Cooper, a serial killer dubbed the Butcher, who is currently holding a victim hostage in a secret location. As a present, Cooper joins his teenage daughter, Riley, at a concert for pop star Lady Raven. Little does he know, the entire event is a trap set up by the police and the FBI after they learned he was going to be at the concert. No one can exit the concert without being intercepted. Cooper must evade the large police presence and figure out how to escape whilst hiding his identity from not only the police but his daughter as well. The film is hard to talk about without talking spoilers, but this will be a spoiler-free review. Surprisingly inspired by a true story, the concept for this film is fantastic and one of Shyamalan's best ideas in years. It is a great idea for a contained thriller. This feels like The Silence of the Lambs meets Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. I am a big fan of M. Night Shyamalan. He is known to be a bit hit or miss as a director though. Some people really don't like his films at all. Obviously, I am a big fan of his early work like The Sixth Sense and Signs, and though I don't love all his films, I am such a fan of his style and process that I am always invested in the release of a new Shyamalan film. Recently, he has been going through a bit of a renaissance with the TV show Servant and the recent films Split and Knock at the Cabin, all of which I enjoyed. I can happily say that Trap is one of the best films that I've seen so far this year, because it not only has an intriguing, clever and amusing screenplay, it is directed in a tight and consistently engaging manner. By shooting on film, Shyamalan achieves a beautiful look. The colours are so warm, the blacks and blues in particular give a lot of life to the image, so too does the grain. I love the use of split diopter shots. I think I spotted 2 here. They rarely ever show up in movies nowadays, so when they do, I'm always satisfied. It is just a style of shot that I really like. I have never seen a more genuine depiction of a concert in a film. The production design is so on point. The lighting, the stage, the costumes, the audience, they all contribute to the visceral and tangible feel. It feels like it has scope to it. You can tell that there are a lot of background actors as opposed to like CGI rendering of people in the background. All of this is a real feat of directing, as I imagine it would be difficult to pull all of this off. This seemed like a totally real concert, and it is a testament to the work put in by not only M. Night Shyamalan, but his daughter, Saleka Shymalan, who plays Lady Raven. Saleka wrote and performed 14 songs for the film that she has actually released as an album that you can go and listen to. I'm sure many people will argue nepotism, and they're probably right, but if it's good, it's good. The songs simultaneously serve to authenticate the concert and score the film, backing the scenes tonally and blending the two functions seamlessly. Saleka also delivers a great performance in the film. I'm extremely impressed with her work here, as she seems like a real pop star, but also a genuinely human character. M. Night's other daughter, Ishana Night Shyamalan, directed her debut film The Watchers this year. I wasn't a huge fan of that film, but I am still excited to see what the future holds for both his talented daughters. Watch out for the billboard of The Watchers as an Easter egg in the film. It is always great to see M. Night himself in his films, and in this one he plays a character who is part of Lady Raven's security crew. Josh Hartnett is an actor I have really liked for a long time. My first time seeing him was actually in his first film, 1998's Halloween H2O 20 Years Later. I've always found that title to be ridiculous, but I love that franchise and H2O is one of its best entries. His next 2 films were The Faculty, also from 1998, and The Virgin Suicides from 1999, and I really enjoyed both of those as well. He is clearly no stranger to horror, but while he made a name for himself In the genre, as an innocent and charming leading man, he is clearly something completely different here. He plays the role of Cooper very well. You get the sense that even though he is pretending to be this loving family man, he actually does care about his daughter, but his anxiety continually gets the better of him, and you can see that bubbling in Hartnett's performance. He isn't presented in that traditional split personality way. He is fully aware of everything that he is doing. He is cocky and charismatic. Hartnett understood the assignment, as there is a tinge of cringeworthiness and dry comedy in his performance, and the whole film has this light and fun tone undercutting every scene. What is happening for the characters is serious, but for the audience it is very much a popcorn thriller. By having that tone, it allows us to stomach the script becoming increasingly more contrived as it goes along. Between this and Oppenheimer, I am feeling validated as a Josh Hartnett fan. It is great to see him making a comeback after taking time away from Hollywood and stepping away from a lot of potential big roles that he could have gotten. Ariel Donoghue is very impressive as Cooper's daughter Riley. She captures the pure obsession of fandom perfectly. Many of us know the anticipation that you feel in your gut when you're about to see one of your favourite artists perform in concert. Lining up outside, getting through the doors, finding your way around the stadium to get to your seat, trying to get merchandise, the support act that only some people are paying attention to, the feeling when the lights go down. It's an easy way to get the audience to relate by showing all of this. Donoghue is also great at delivering the emotional beats when needed and has good chemistry with Hartnett. The film did a good job at making Riley feel like her own fully formed character. She could have easily been there simply as a foil for Cooper, but the film respects that we need to feel that there is a real relationship at stake here. We do feel some empathy for Riley. I'm not claiming that the characters are deep. They are not deep. Sure, it would have been great if they were more layered, but the film is great at diverting your attention and picking up the pace whenever it is in danger of slowing down too much for you to need more density. The best part of the film is the first act, not because the film diminishes in quality later. The twists and turns throughout are actually very exciting. I just loved the build-up so much. We as an audience are quick to learn that Cooper is the butcher. Once Cooper learns that the trap is set for him, it is fun to watch how he tries to figure out a way of escaping whilst trying to act normal around his daughter Riley. The film goes for around 105 minutes and is paced perfectly. I had a blast with this film. If you think it is going to be a horror, then you'd be wrong. It is a pulpy thriller with black comedy elements that never overstep. If you're looking for a gory slasher, you won't find that here. If you're squeamish, then this is a thriller you can handle, because it is more about the suspense and the ridiculousness of the whole situation. Now, I didn't find it very tense personally. It is a bit too shallow to convey any real suspense for seasoned horror fans. However, I was glued to the screen due to the fun tone and tight writing. You can't predict what is going to happen next, it just builds and builds. Some people will really take issue with how unbelievable some of the twists and turns in the film are, but as usual with M. Night Shyamalan, I think you just have to check it out for yourself and see how you feel, because for me, I really love his style and the way that he writes, and some people just can't really take it seriously. Act 3 is admittedly generic, but it still delivers a satisfying enough conclusion, even if it doesn't seem to be hitting home any real overall message. There are some scenes where they try to explain away Cooper's psychopathy as mummy issues, but it never really materialized into any actual message or plotline of interest. I didn't really know what they were going for there. I think the whole film is just meant to entertain, and that it did. If you start to dissect it too much, it will come apart in ways. The absurdity of certain elements will show. Many detest the turn off your brain type of movie, but I'm not saying that this is one of those. It just isn't supposed to be taken too seriously. Cooper tells dad jokes and also kills people. It's silly, but it has just the right mix of silly and serious. This is a smart thriller that has great visuals and has production design that goes the extra mile to immerse you in the experience. The film feels unique and original. This is some of the most fun I've had at the movies this year, and I highly recommend checking it out.